packing freight for his mother. We started about the same time, didn't we?
Yes, but you shouldn't count my first 2 years because I was learning to type.
I think the candy's turning up now, Miss Betsy. Thanks, Reba. I'll bring it another one to try. Finish the second act. This is it.
What, Reba?
I said, did you finish the second act?
Oh no, I just got sent to entering a monastery.
She was at the Kit Kat, wasn't she?
Well, yes, but she got tired of the Kit Kat Club, so there's this monastery, and she was there instead.
Do they let her in?
Well, of course. I mean, it's Visitor's Day, so anybody can come.
Oh.
So she arrives on Visitor's Day and just stays.
You mean she stays all night?
Yes, she stays 6 years.
6 years? My, I bet she messed that monastery wide open.
6 years later.
Yeah? Mr. Rapina, bring out one of those new skyrockets, would you? I want to show them to Miss Sycamore. Sure. Penny, what do you think of these little firecrackers we just made? We can sell them 10 strings a cent. Nice, huh?
Yes. Paul, dear, were you ever in a monastery?
No. Wait till you see the skyrocket. First gold stars, then blue stars, then a balloon. Mr. Rapina thought of the balloon.
That's nice. Did you do all that today?
Sure. We made about 16 blackjacks, and that made it cost us 18 cents to make, and we can sell them for 50. How many do you think we can make before the 4th of July, Mr. DePina?
Well, we've got 2 weeks yet. What day do you want to sell the Mount Vernon?
About a week. You know we're going to be a larger booth this year. Got a lot of stuff made up. Come on, we're not through yet.
I'm afraid the balloon is just a bit close to the powder.
But we got the stars and bombs in between.
But that don't give the balloon enough time. A balloon needs plenty of time.
Come on. Let's go down to the cellar and try.
All right.
Mr. Sycamore, or Lieutenant, of course. If brought you out into the monastery, what would you do?
Oh, I don't know, Mr. Sycamore. It's been so long.
Is Alice going to be home tonight, Miss Sycamore?
What, Reba? Oh, I don't know, maybe.
Well, I'll set a place for her, but she's only been home one night this week.
Yes, I know.
Is Betsy making some ice and candy today? She feels that it was coconut.
That's nice.
Let's see, Mr. Six and Mr. DePena and Mr. Cole from the state come in. Yes, I better set first.
Reba, I think I'll put this play away for a while and go back to the war club.
Oh, I always liked that one, the war play. Boom, boom, boom. They'll be better when they're harder, but try them. I want to know what you think.
They look lovely. What do you call them?
I think I'll call them love dreams.
That's nice. I'm going back to the war play, Essie.
Oh, are you, Mother?
Yes, I sort of got sent into a monastery and can't get out.
Well, it'll come to you. Remember when you got out of that brothel? The snakes were hungry. Reba feed them?
I don't know. Reba, can you feed the snakes?
No, Donald's coming and he always brings fries with him.
Well, be sure to feed them before Grandpa gets home. You know how fussy he is about that.
Yes, ma'am.
I believe I'll have another cup.
Mr. DePina was right about the balloon. It was too close to the powder.
Would you like the love dream, Father? You're on the table.
No thanks. I gotta wash.
I'm going back to the war play, Paul.
Oh, that's nice. We're gonna put some red stars after the bomb, and then the balloon. That ought to do it.
No, Mr. Colcott says I'm the most promising pupil.
You'd think with 40 months and 1 girl, something would happen.
Essie, hey, Essie.
I like that. Did you write it?
No, Beethoven.
Lovely. Got a lot of you in it.
Yeah.
I made those new candies this afternoon, Ed.
All right, Mary's finished. This is me. How's that?
Fine. Remember when Colcott comes, will you?
Ed, why don't you and Essie have a baby? I was thinking about it just the other day.
Oh, I don't know. We can have one if you wanted us to. What about it, Essie? Do you want to have a baby?
Oh, I don't care.
That's it, Mr. Depena? How about some more calling cards?
No thanks, I still have the first 1,000.
Well, call on somebody, will ya?
All right.
Is there anything you want for dinner? What have we got for dinner, Reba? I'm ready to print the menu.
Let's see, cornflakes, watermelon, some of these candies and snacks you make, and some kind of meat. I forget.
I think I'll set it up as bold-faced Charlie next night. You know, if I'm going to take around these new candies, I better print up some descriptive matter.
Do you think anybody reads those things, Ed? Did you put in the candy boxes? Ah, here it is. The board plate. Poison gas. That must be Donald. Look at Reba's smile.
The boyfriend, hey, Reba.
They're awfully cute, Donald and Reba.
Hi, Reba.
Donald.
Evening, everybody. Hi, Donald. How are you? Pretty good, Mr. Ed. How you been, Mr. Lamont?
Very well, thank you. Donald,
Yes, ma'am.
were you ever in a monastery?
No, I ain't going no place but home relief.
Oh, why, yes, of course.
It's lively. Caught a big lesson today.
You sure did.
I see you've been working, Mr. Lamont.
Yes, indeed, Donald.
How's Grandpa?
Just fine. He's over at Columbia today. The commencement exercises.
My. The year's certainly doing well around.
What's he go there for all the time, Penny?
Oh, I don't know. It's just so handy. Just around the corner.
Oh, Donald! Mr. Depena and I are going up to Mount Vernon next week. Would you mind giving us a hand?
Yes, sir. Only I can't take no money calls this year. Because if the government finds out I'm working, they'll get some.
Oh. Ed, I got a wonderful idea in the bathroom just now. I was reading Trotsky. It's yours, isn't it?
Yeah, I left it there.
Who is it?
You know Trotsky, the Russian Revolution.
Oh.
Anyhow, I thought it was a great fireworks idea. Remember the last days of Pompeii?
Oh, yes. Palisades Park. That's where we did.
Well, I'm doing the Russian Revolution, a full-hour display.
Say,
Oh, that's wonderful.
The Red Fire Supply, huh?
And the Tsar and the Cossacks.
and the freeing of the slaves.
No, Donald, the Russian. Oh, hello, Grandpa.
Well, sir, you should have been there. That's all I can say. You should have been there.
Was it a nice commencement today, Grandpa?
Oh, it must have been. Well, it was very wonderful. They get better every year. You don't know how lucky you are that these days.
Big class this year, Grandpa? How many were there?
Must have been 2 acres. Everybody graduated. And much funnier speeches than they had last year.
You want to hear a good speech? Go up and hear Father Divine.
Oh, wait. We're having that Columbia.
Donald, will you go tell Reba Grandpa's home and we won't wait for Miss Alice?
Yes, ma'am. Reba! Grandpa!
Oh, Grandpa, you should have seen the new skyrockets we made.
Excuse me, Grandpa.
You didn't do that.
Didn't we make some fine skyrockets today, Mr. Depena?
We certainly did.
Wonder why we don't have them at commencement.
Don't make it annoying. Take a good commencement order. You'll drown the whole pile of flowers. You just say as much as you.
Don't the graduates ever say anything?
No, they just sit there in their cap and nightgown. Give it diplomas. It's about 40 years from now. They suddenly say, where am I?
Hello, Grandpa. Have a nice day.
Oh, have a nice day. Don't even get a kiss.
Excuse me, Grandpa.
Well, take a tomato too. You know, I could have used a company this afternoon.
Father.
No thanks.
No thanks, dear.
Play something, Ed.
All right.
There was a letter that came for you, Grandpa. Did you get it?
Letter for me. I don't know anybody.
It was for you, though. Had your name on it.
Really? Well, where is it?
I don't know. Mother, where's that letter that came for Grandpa?
What, dear?
The letter that came for Grandpa last week. Where is it?
Oh, I don't know. I remember seeing the kittens on it.
Well, who is it from? Did you notice?
Yes, I saw it. It was on the outside.
Well, who was it?
The United States government.
Really? Wonder what they wanted.
There was one before that, too. From the same people. There was
Well,
also.
well, if any more come, I wish you'd give me.
Yes, Grandpa.
You know, I think I'll go to Westchester for a moment. Do a little sneak hunting.
God is the state is God.
What's What's that?
God is the state. The state is God.
Who says that?
Trotsky.
Oh, that's all right. I thought you said.
It's good for printing, you know. Nice and short. G O D space I S
And
space.
so the beautiful princess came into the palace and kissed her mother and her father and her grandfather.
Hello, darling.
Hi, Grandma, and what do you think? They turned into the Sycamore family. Surprise! Oh, Alice, I like it. Do you? Is it new? Oh, I took a walk during lunch hour.
You've been taking a lot of walks lately. That's the second new dress this week.
I just like to brighten up the office once in a while. I'm known as the K. Francis of Kirby and Company. Well, what's new around here? Well, play, snakes, ballet dancing, or fireworks. Dad, will I leave this down in the cellar all day?
I'm going back to more play, Alice.
Oh, really, Mother? Hey, play Alice that Beethoven thing you wrote.
Did you know you can send a letter from here to Nicaragua in just 2%?
Really?
Kenneth, my virginity is a priceless thing to me.
Listen, people. Listen. I'm not home to dinner. A young gentleman is calling for me. Really? Who is it?
Well, look at that night.
I did everything possible to keep him from coming here. But he's calling for me.
Why don't the both of you stay for dinner?
Oh, no. I want him to take you in easy doses. I'm trying to prepare him a little, but don't make it any worse than you can help. Don't read him any plays, Mother. And don't let a snake bite him, Grandpa, because I like him. And I wouldn't dance for nothing, because we're going to the Monte Carlo Ballet tonight.
Can't do anything around here. Who is he? The President of the United States?
No, he's Vice President of Kirby and Company. Oh, Mr. Anthony Kirby Jr. The boss's son? Well, the boss's son, just like the movies. Oh, well, that explains the dresses.
And not being home to dinner for 3 weeks.
Why, Sherlock Holmes?
Are you going to marry him?
Oh, of course, tonight. Meanwhile, I have to go upstairs and put on my wedding dress. Is he good looking? Oh, yes, in a word. Oh, dear, what time?
I don't know. Does anybody know what time it is?
Mr. DePinner might know.
It was 5 o'clock a couple hours ago.
I ought to know better than to ask any of you people. Oh, will you let me know the minute you come, please?
Why, of course, dear.
Yes, I know. But I mean the minute he comes.
Yes, of course.
Well, be sure.
Well, what do you think of that?
She certainly seems to like the boy.
I'd say so. She's got it bad.
Wouldn't it be wonderful if they got married? We'd have a wedding right here in this room.
Now, Penny. This is the first time he's ever called for the girl.
But you only called for me once.
Young people are different nowadays.
Oh, I don't know. Look at Eddie. He ate dinner once and just stayed.
Anyhow, I think it's just wonderful. Don't you, Grandpa?
She seems very happy.
Maybe he's the one that's been taking her out every night. That must be him. Never mind, we were all kidding. Now remember what Alex said. And be very nice to him.
All right. Let's take a look at it.
Oh, you do. I'm on the mother. You come right in. mind if I sit down?
No, just go right ahead.
Thank you.
Mother, is that Mr. Kirby?
No, it isn't, darling. It's internal something or other. Oh, pardon me.
Mr. Sycamore! Excuse me. What is it?
These things are not going off. Look.
Not now. Grandpa's busy.
Oh.
Will you excuse us?
Now, Mr. Vanderhoff, we've written you several letters about this but haven't had any reply.
Really? That's what those letters were.
I told her from the government.
It seems, Mr. Vanderhoff, that you've never filed an income tax return.
That's right.
Why not?
I don't believe it.
Well, you own property, don't you?
Yes.
And you receive a yearly income from it?
Yes.
Between $3,000 and $4,000?
About that.
You've been receiving it for years.
Since 1901, if you want the exact date.
Well, the government is only concerned from 1914 on. That's when the income tax started.
Well,
Well, it seems, Mr. Vanderhoff, that you owe the government 24 days back income tax.
Wait a minute. You can't go back that far. That's outlaw.
What's your name?
What difference does that make?
I've filed an income tax return.
No, ma'am.
Aha! What was your income last year?
$28.50. Wasn't it, Essie?
Yes, ma'am.
If you please. Now, Mr. Vanderhoff, you know there's quite a penalty for not filing an income tax return.
Oh, wait, penalty?
now, Miss Henderson, let me ask you a question.
Well,
Say I give you this money. Not saying I am. But for argument's sake, what's the government give you?
well, the government gives you everything. It protects you.
What?
Invasion. Foreigners that might come over here and take everything you've got.
Oh, I don't think they'll do that.
If you didn't pay income tax, they would. How do you think the Army keeps the Army and the Navy, all those battleships?
Battleships? We haven't used those since the Spanish-American War. And what did we get from that? Cuba. Now we give it right back. Now, I might not worry or think there's something sensible.
Sensible. Well, what about Congress and the Supreme Court and the President? We've got to pay them, don't we?
Not with my money. No, ma'am.
Now, wait a minute. I'm not here to argue with you. All I know is that you haven't paid an income tax and you've got to pay it.
Well, the government's got to show me.
We don't have to show you, I just told you. All those buildings down in Washington, and interstate commerce, and the Constitution.
The Constitution? That was paid for a long time ago. Interstate commerce. Wait, what's interstate commerce?
There are 48 states, see? And if there wasn't interstate commerce, nothing could go from one state to another, see?
Why not? They got fences.
No, they haven't got fences, they've got laws. My gosh, I never came across anything like this before.
Well, I might pay $75, but that's all it's worth.
You'll pay every cent of it, just like everyone else. And let me tell you something else. You'll go to jail if you don't pay. You
Listen,
hear
Essie,
that?
listen to this.
That's the law. And if you think you're bigger than the law, then you've got another thing coming. You're no better than anyone else, and the sooner you get that through your head, the better.
Yeah, for
You'll hear from the
God's sake.
United States government. That's all I have to say.
How's that, Essie?
Fine then.
How does that sound to you folks?
I like it.
My goodness, she was mad, wasn't she?
It's just because the whole thing's so silly.
What's that lady anyway?
This must be Mr. Kirby.
Better make sure this time.
Yes, I will. How do you do?
Good evening.
Is this Mr. Anthony Kirby Jr.?
Yes.
Woo, Mr. Kirby, we've been expecting you. Come right in. Now, I'm Elsa's mother, and that's Elsa's grandmother, and her sister Essie, and Essie's husband, and her father, Mr. Sycamore. Well, now you know all of us. Give me your hat and make yourself right at home.
Is that Mr. Kirby, Mother?
Yes, it is, and he's lovely.
I'll get right down.
Do have a seat.
I hope I'm not keeping you all from dinner.
Not at all. Have a tomato.
How about his candy?
No thanks. Hardly that. He just testified before the Securities Commission.
Oh. Why, yes, I'm sure there was nothing crooked about it, Mr. DePenna. As a matter of fact, Alice has often told us what a lovely man your father is.
Well, I know Father couldn't get along without Alice. She knows more about the business than any of us.
You're awful young, aren't you, Mr. Kirby, to be vice president of a big place like that?
Well, you know what that means. Vice President. All I have is a desk with my name on it.
Is that all you get? Don't you get any salary?
Well, a little. More than I'm worth, I'm afraid.
Oh, now you're just being modest.
Wall Street. Seems kind of dull to me. Do you like it?
Well, the hours are and I haven't been working there very long.
Fresh out of college?
Well, I knocked around for a while first. Just sort of had fun.
Did you go anywhere? Do anything?
I traveled for a while first. Then I went to Cambridge for years.
England?
That's right.
Say, what's an English commencement like?
Oh, very impressive.
Really?
Anyhow, now the fun's over and I'm facing the world.
Well, you certainly got a good start, Mr. Kirby. Vice president and a rich father.
Well, that's hardly my fault.
Well, now I suppose you're ready to settle down and get married?
Come now, Penny. I'm sure Mr. Kirby knows his own mind.
I wasn't making up his mind for him. Was I, Mr. Kirby?
That's quite all right, Mrs. Sycamore.
You see,
You mustn't rush him, Mother.
I wasn't rushing him, but he's bound to get married and suppose the wrong girl gets it.
Oh, well, here I am, provision in white. Apparently you've had time to get acquainted.
Oh yes, we've had a lovely talk about love and marriage.
Oh, dear, I'm so sorry I came down south as I could.
Oh, I didn't mind in the least.
Damn those flags pigeons. Oh, Miss Alice, you look beautiful. Where are you going? I'm going out to class. Stepping home. That must be Mr. Colcock. I think we better go, Tony.
All right. Grandpa, do you take cream on your cornflakes? Yeah.
Have that, Donald.
My name is Vinishka. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Grandpa, what do you think? I have had a letter from Russia. The second 5-year plan is a failure.
And perhaps Mr. Colcock?
My Babova.
Will you pardon us, Mr. Colcock?
My little Alice. Mwah. Never have I seen you look so magnificent.
Thank you, Mr. Colcock. Tony, this is Mr. Colcock, Effie's dancing teacher.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Will you excuse us, Mr. Colcock? We're going to the Monte Carlo Ballet.
To Monte Carlo Ballet. It's deep.
Yes. Well, goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Monte Carlo Ballet.
Isn't Mr. Kirby lovely? Oh, come on, everybody, dinner.
I thought he was a nice fellow, didn't you?
And so good looking. And he had such nice manners. Did you notice, Paul? Did you notice his manners?
I noticed you getting pretty personal with me.
Please don't, Paul. He was such a lovely man.
He looks like a cousin of mine.
But, title, then we have the ballet.
I think we could have a wedding here. Oh, with the altar where the snakes are. You wouldn't mind, would you, Grandpa?
Not if the snakes don't.
Oh, no. They'll want to get married in a church. His family and everything.
Of course. Quiet, buddy.
Well, sir, things have been going along pretty well. We're certainly much obliged. Remember, all we ask is to go along and be happy in our own sort of way. Of course, we want to keep a good health. But if anything else is concerned, we'll leave it to you. Thank you.
Here's the food, everybody.
Well, it's been so lovely, Tony. I hate to have it over.
Oh, is it over? Do I have to go right away?
No, if you don't want to.
I don't.
Oh, would you like a cold drink?
Wonderful.
I'll see what's in the icebox. Want to come along?
I follow you. Why, I like it. You've done it simply, haven't you?
Yes, we didn't know whether to do it to Empire or the Operation.
So you settled for Frigidaire.
Yes, it's so easy to live with. Lucky you're not hungry, Mr. Kane. An ice box full of cornflakes. That gives you a rough idea of the sycamores.
Of course. Why do they make these bottle openers for singer midgets I never did? All over my coat.
I'll take mine in glass if you don't mind.
There you are, a foam meter.
Anyhow, it's cold.
Now, if you'll please be seated, I'd like to offer a toast.
We are seated.
Miss Sycamore, to you.
Thank you, Mr. Kirby. To you.
You know something?
What?
I wouldn't trade 1 minute of this evening for all the rice from China.
Really?
Cross my heart.
Is there much rice in China?
Terrific. Didn't you read the gooder? Well, I suppose I have to go.
Is it very late?
Very. I don't want to go.
I don't want you to.
All right. I won't. When do you get your vacation?
Last 2 weeks of August.
I might take mine then too.
Really?
What are you going to do?
I don't know. I haven't thought much about it.
Going away, do you think?
I might not. I like the city of summertime.
I do too.
But you usually go up to Maine, don't you?
That's right. But, oh, I'm sure I would love the city and the... Oh, you know what I mean, Alex. I'd love it if you were here.
Well, it'd be nice if you were here, Tony.
You know what you're saying, don't you?
What?
That you'd rather spend the summer with me than anyone else?
Was I?
And if that's true in the summer, how would you feel about the winter?
I'd like that too.
Then there's spring and autumn. I think you can see your way clear about those, Miss Sycamore.
I might.
Well then.
Alex, is that you? What time is it? Oh, excuse me, Mr. Kirby. I had no idea. That is, I didn't mean to interrupt anything.
Not at all, Mrs. Sycamore.
Well, I just came down for a manuscript, and then you can go right ahead. Ah, here it is. Sex takes a holiday. Well, good night.
Good night, Mrs. Carmichael.
Oh, I think you could call me Penny, don't you, Alice? Or at least I hope
What was that?
It's all right, Tony. That's father.
Oh, at this time of night?
Any time of night. Any time of day.
You know, you're more beautiful, more adorable, more lovely than anyone else in the whole world.
Don't, Tony.
What? Because of your mother? Dear me, all mothers are like that. And Penny's a darling. You see, I may be calling her Penny.
I don't mean that. Look, Tony. I should have said this a long time ago, but I didn't have the courage. I let myself be swept away because I loved you so.
Darling.
No, wait, Tony. I want to make it clear to you. Listen. You're of a
wouldn't work.
All right, have it your way. She can't dance. That's why they paid her all that money, because she can't dance.
Well, I don't call that dancing what she does. Oh, hello, how was the ballet? It's fine, Essie.
Wonderful. Hello there. Hello.
Look, what do you people think? Ed and I just saw Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. Do you think she can dance, Mr. Kirby?
Why, yes, I always thought so.
What does she do anyhow? So look, Mr. Kirby, you're Fred Astaire and I'm Ginger Rogers.
Essie, please.
I only need to use it for a moment, Alice. Now look, Mr. Kirby. You're just as good as Ginger Rogers. We all agree. See, Ed?
Yes. Come on, Essie. I think we're getting in here.
But they've been together all night. Well, good night, Alice. Good night, Mr. Kirby.
Good night, Mrs. Carmichael. Good night. Essie, did you ask your uncle about us having a baby?
Oh, yes, he's right there.
You see, Tony? That's what it would be like.
Oh, I didn't mind that. And it's not like we're going to live here. It's just you and me.
No, it isn't. It's never quite that. I love them, Tony. I love them deeply. Some people could break away, but I couldn't. I know they do rather strange things, but they're happy and they're fun. I don't know. There's a kind of nobility about them.
Alice, you talk as though only you can understand them. Why, that's not true. Every family has curious little traits about them. For example, my father, he raises orchids at $10,000 a bulb. Is that sensible? And my mother, she believes in spiritualism. That's just as bad as your mother on your plate, isn't it?
It goes deeper, Tony. Your mother believes in spiritualism because it's fashionable. And your father raises orchids because he can afford to. My mother writes plays because 8 years ago a typewriter was delivered here by mistake. And look at Grandpa. 35 years ago, he just quit business one day. He started up to his office in the elevator and came right down again. He just stopped. He could have been a rich man, but he said it took too much time. So for 35 years, he's just collected snakes and gone to circuses and commencements. It never occurs to any of them.
Hello there, children.
Good evening, Mr. Vanderhoff.
Hi, Grandpa.
How's the weather? Seems like a nice summer's evening.
It's lovely, Grandpa.
Okay. Well, I'm off on a date with the policeman on the corner.
Policeman.
I've known him since he was a boy. He's really an operative. But after he graduated, he came up to me and said, he never wanted to be a doctor. He really wants to be a policeman. So I said, you go ahead and be a policeman if that's what you want to do. So that's what he did.
Oh, excuse me. I didn't know you folks was in here.
It's all right, Donald.
Reba kind of fancy some candy. Oh, sorry. Y'all don't want any, do you?
No, Donald.
You have a nice evening?
Yes, Donald.
Nice dinner?
Yes, Donald.
Was the ballet nice?
Yes, Donald.
That's nice.
Now do you see what I mean? Could you explain Donald to your father? Could you explain Grandpa? You couldn't, Tony, you just couldn't. I love you, Tony. But I love them too.
only said one thing that matters, that makes any sense at all. You love me.
But Tony, I know so well.
But darling, don't you think other people have the same problem? Everybody has a family.
But not like mine.
That doesn't stop people who love each other, darling. Darling, won't you trust me and go on loving me with everything else?
How can I?
Because nothing can keep us apart. You know that. You must know it. And they want you to be happy, don't they? They must.
Of course they do. But they can't change Tony. I wouldn't want them to change.
They don't have to change. They're charming, lovable people, just as they are. Everything will work out. You're worrying about something that may never come up.
Tony, am I?
All that matters right now is that we love you. That's so, isn't it?
Yes.
Well then.
Oh, Tony.
And now, I'd like to see a little gauge around here. Young gentlemen calling and getting engaged and everything.
What do I say?
Well, first we thank the young man for getting engaged to you.
Why, thank you, Mr. Kirby, for getting engaged to me.
And now, you tell him what it was that first took your girlish heart.
Back of your head. It wasn't your charm, and it wasn't your money. It was the back of your head. I just liked it.
What happened when I turned around?
Oh, I got used to it after a while.
Think of it. We're pretty lucky, aren't we?
I know that I am. I'm the luckiest girl in the world.
I'm not exactly unlucky myself. I guess I ought to. Until tomorrow. Good night, Alice.
Nice.
Isn't it wonderful we work in the same office? Otherwise, I'd be hanging around here all day.
Won't it be funny? In the office tomorrow, just going along so nothing happens.
Thank God I'm vice president. I can dictate to you all day. Dear Miss Sycamore, I love you. I love you. I love you.
Tony, you're such a fool.
And won't you meet me in the drugstore in the morning before you go up to the office? I'll have a million things to say to you.
All right.
And then lunch and dinner tomorrow.
Oh, Tony, what will people say?
Well, it's got to come out sometime. In fact, if you know of any good house stops, I could use a little shout out.
Yes, Mr. DePina? You did a fine night's work.
Yes, that's what? 500 Black Panthers, 300 willow trees, and 8 dozen junior kitty bombers.
Pretty good. Oh, now it is. You just come in.
No. No, I've been home for quite a while.
Have a nice evening.
Oh, I had a beautiful evening.
Hey, Alice, I want you to look at this new red fire we just made. Mr. DePina, would you turn out the lights? I want Alice to get the full effect.
What, Father?
This new red fire, it's beautiful. Isn't it beautiful?
Oh, yes, Father. Everything's beautiful. It's the most beautiful red fire in the world.
You can keep your own child. I'm ready to bring you to the Miss Wellington. Anytime you're ready. Just a minute, Jerry. Just a minute. I hope you don't mind me asking this, Miss Wellington, but
You want me to open the window, Miss Wellington?
Nah, hell with the weather. Say, you. Anytime you're ready, Miss Wellington, I know we go up to the room and bring the plan in my room. All right, dearie. I'm ready. When I see snakes, it's time to lay down. Oh dear, but Miss Wellington, those are real, they're grandma's. Miss Wellington, I hope she's not going to. Oh, Miss Wellington.
She's out like a light.
Better let her sleep it off. Reba, Miss Wellington, you bad.
Oh, do you think she'll be all right?
She'll be okay. I just wouldn't cast her.
I guess I'll just have to wait.
You know, Penny, the next time we meet an actress on the top of the bus, I would mail her the script instead of bringing it home.
Ed, I wish you'd stop drinking to take those letters around. Yes, come back in time to play with phone couples.
You thought that was nice.
Yes, tomorrow night is night. This coming tonight I have Alice.
Big news around here, huh?
Oh yes, I'm so nervous. You think it was me he was engaged to instead of Alice?
What do you think they'll be like, mother and father? Ed, what are you doing now?
Penny, did you see the new mask I made last night? Guess who it is?
Don't tell me that. Wait a minute. Helen of Troy?
It's Mrs. Roosevelt.
You know the great things about these toy sets? You can make anything with them. Last week it was the Empire State Building.
What's it this week?
Queen Mary.
Doesn't have the right hat on.
Look, Mr. Pinner, will you open the door and see if this man standing in front of the house?
Why? What for?
Well, the last 2 days when I've been out delivering candy, I think he's been following me.
Ed, you're crazy.
No, I'm not. He follows me and stands and watches the house.
Really? I'll go take a look and see.
Now, I don't see why Penny would want to follow you.
There's a lot of kidnappings going on lately, Grandpa.
Yes, but not a bad.
Well, did you see him?
No, no one's there at all.
You're sure?
Positive. I just saw him walk away.
You see,
Oh, it might have been walking along the street. Will you hurry up and get back?
oh, all right.
Want to go down now, Mr. Sycamore, and finish packing up those fireworks?
Sure, we gotta bring the stuff up. We're not burning it for you.
Mother, may I borrow some paper? I'm making out a list for Reba tomorrow night.
Oh, yes, dear. Here's some.
Thank you. Why, what happened to your actress friend? Is she giving in performance?
Oh, no, she's not acting. She's really drunk.
Effie, dear, you're going to give Reba the kitchen all day tomorrow, aren't you? Because she'll need it. Of course, Alice, I'm going to start some love drinks now, so I'll be way ahead. Thanks, dear. Now, look, Mother, I'm coming home at 3 o'clock tomorrow. Will you have everything down in the cellar by that time? Typewriter, and the snakes, and the xylophone, and the printing press,
And Miss Wellington.
and Miss Wellington. That'll give me time to arrange the table and fix the flowers.
You know, it's really going to get the wrong impression of this man.
You'll do all that, won't you, Mother?
Yes, dear.
And I think we ought to have cocktails ready by 7:15, in case they have to come a little early. I wonder if I ought to let Reba cook the dinner. What do you think, Grandpa?
From what I've seen before, the parents would be very nice people. And if tomorrow night isn't so elaborate, then there's no reason why you shouldn't.
Darling, I'm not trying to impress them or pretend we're anything that
Just saying.
I don't care. I'm in love. Oh, Reba! Reba!
Isn't it nice to see her so happy? You know, I remember when I was engaged to Paul, how happy I was, and you know, I still feel that way.
It's nice to see him and Nessa getting along too.
And Donald and Reba, even though they're not married. Do you think Mr. McKenna will ever marry anyone?
Well, there's always Miss Wellington.
Oh dear, I wish he'd wake up for going to read this play tonight.
Sycamore! Right now. Remember?
Well, yes, it's my painting I used the discus thrower. Look, Grandpa.
I remember.
I always meant to finish it, but I just stopped painting one day. Let's see, that's 8 years ago.
It's too bad you never finished it.
I always meant to finish it, but I started writing one day, and that was that. I never painted again.
Just in time too. I was gonna ask you to next.
My goodness, who would have thought the day that I came to deliver the ice that I would stay here for 8 years?
Well, the milkman was just at Eddie's goodbye.
Why did he leave anyhow? I forget.
Oh, he didn't leave. He died.
Oh, yes.
Do you remember the funeral, Grandpa? He was such a nice man, but we never quite knew his name, so it was kind of hard to get a certificate.
What was the name you finally gave him?
Martin Vanderhoff, we gave him your name.
I remember.
It really was a lovely thought. Otherwise, you would have never got all those flowers.
Didn't hurt me at all. Never bothered by man or businesses.
Yes, it really was a wonderful idea.
I wish you'd finish that sometime, Mrs. Sycamore. I'd really like to have it.
You know, Mr. McKenna, I think I'll do some work on it right tonight.
Say, will you?
I don't think she's going to wake up anyhow. Look, Mr. McKenna, go down to the cellar and put on your costume and bring up the easel. Is it all still down there?
I think so.
Now, where did I put my towel and brush it?
Revishka! Madame Revishka!
Yes, sir, Mr. Kohlenkoff.
Hello, Mr. Column. Yes, it's in the kitchen.
Madame Sycamore, I greet you. Tell me, Grandpa, what should I do about Revishka? I keep telling her she will make a great old dancer. But she laughs only.
No, sir. I couldn't get up on my toes, Mr. Kohlenkoff. I've got coins.
Revishka, you two wear diamonds. A great girl, Grandpa. What is that?
Painting of Mr. Defendant. Eddie painted it.
It's thieves.
Yes. Kind of like that.
What is that? She is drunk, no?
She is drunk, yes. How you doing, Colin?
Magnificent. Life is chasing around inside me like a squirrel.
What's it doing in Russia? Did you hear from your friend Moscow?
I have just heard from them. I say for you to stand.
Thanks, Colin.
They have sent him to Siberia.
Do you like it?
He has escaped. He has escaped and gone back to Moscow. He will get them, yet if they do not get him, the Soviet government, I could take the whole Soviet government then. Oh!
Sorry, I'm late, Mr. Column. I'll get my dancing clothes right away.
Tonight we will really want Paloma. Tonight we will take something new.
So is Essie making any progress?
Confidentially, he's thief.
Well, as long as he's having fun.
You sure do tickle Reba, Mr. Column. She's laughing her head off out there.
She's a great woman. Donald, what do you think of the Soviet government?
The what, Mr. Column?
I will throw the question. What do you think of this government?
Oh, I like it fine. Come on, relief.
Oh, yes, and you like it.
Yes, sir, it's fine. Only thing is, you gotta go around to the place every week to get it. And sometimes, you gotta stand in line pretty near half an hour. Government ought to be running better than that, don't you think, Grandpa?
Government ought to stop sending me letters. Look at this.
Ah, income tax. How about you, Grandpa?
They want me to go to the United States Marshal's office. You gotta give them a lot of money to keep Tom on the lead.
You don't say, Grandpa? You gonna pay from now on?
That's what they want.
You mean I can come right here and get it instead of standing in that line?
No, sorry, Donald. You're still gonna have to go all the way down there to make the
Think of it. The Grand Duchess Olga Katrina, a cousin of Tsar. She is a waitress in Chow's restaurant. I ordered baked beans for her only yesterday. It broke my heart. A crazy world, Grandpa.
Not that crazy, Grandpa. It's the people in it that make it that way. Life is kind of beautiful if you just relax.
How can you relax in times like these?
It's times like these that make it hard to relax. People always forget that. I know I did. I was right in the thick of it. Fighting, scratching, clawing. Regular jungle. But then it finally hit me. I wasn't having fun.
So you did what?
Just relax. 35 years ago, that wasn't. I've been having that ever since.
Good evening, Mr. Molotov.
Ah, Miss Alice, I have not seen you to present my congratulations.
Thank you.
May you be very happy and have many children. That is my prayer for you.
That's quite a thought.
Ah, love. Love is all that is left in the world, Grandpa.
There's plenty of that.
And soon, darling will take that away too, I tell you, Grandpa.
It's so nice to get back in Omar. They still look all right. Don't they, Grandpa?
Yes.
You are a breath of Paris, Madame Secretary.
Why, thank you, Mr. Pollenpop.
I didn't know he was working for the WPA.
Oh, no, Donald. You see, I used to think of all the time.
It happened again. There was a fellow following me every place I went.
Nonsense, Ed. Just your imagination.
No, it isn't. It happens every time I go out to deliver candy.
Maybe she wants a piece of candy.
It's all right for you to laugh, but he's following me.
You do not know what following is. In Russia, everybody is following. I was followed right after Russia.
Of course, you see, Ed, the whole thing is just your imagination.
Well, maybe.
Aw, here we are. Oh, put it here.
And for the nice pleasant we use the perfume Europa.
Okay.
Has something happened to your figure in the last 8 years, Mr. Lieutenant? Yes, Mr. Lieutenant? Woo! Sorry, Mr. Volkov, I did find my slippers.
We have a hot night for him at the Loba, but art is only achieved through perspiration.
Why, is that wonderful? Did you hear that, Grandpa? Art is only achieved through perspiration.
Yes, but a little bit of talent helps too. All the maids who pulled like last night, Donald. Got to do better than that.
You're ready. We begin. Now, feet on left. Feet on left. Come, you can do that. It's 8 years now. That was anti-shot. Anti-shot. No, Grandpa. You cannot relax with Stalin in Russia. The son relaxed, and what happened to him?
It was too late.
Mr. Clover.
If he had not relaxed, the Grand Duchess Olga Katrina would not be selling baked beans today.
Mr. Clover.
I'm sorry, go back to the field left.
Will you call your stomach, Mr. Lieutenant? That's right.
A little prayer. A little prayer what they have. The whole body must work. And how about the music? The music must be free too.
Sycamore. Mrs. Sycamore.
What, Reba?
Good evening. How do you do?
How do you do?
Are we too early? Not at all. We're glad to see you.
Why, yes. We thought you were to come tomorrow night. Tomorrow night.
No, that's quite all right. Just come right in.
Tony, how can you possibly?
I don't know. I thought.
This is most embarrassing.
Not at all. We weren't doing a thing.
No, just a quiet evening at home.
That's all. Now, this is Alice's mother. This is Sycamore.
How do you do?
Alice's sister Essie. This is my husband, Mr. Carmichael. And that's Mr. Cole. Oh, and that's Mr. McKenna.
Don't mind my costume, I'll take it right off.
Mr. McKenna, can you tell Mr. Sycamore to come up and meet Mr. and Mrs. Kirby?
And be sure to tell him to put on his pants.
All right.
very uncomfortable about this. Tell me, how could you possibly done such a thing?
I'm sorry, I thought it was tonight.
It was very careless of you, very.
Oh, now, Mr. Kirby, anybody can get mixed up.
Now, Penny, how about some dinner? You know, they do come for dinner.
Oh, please don't bother. We're really not hungry at all.
Oh, it's not a bit of bother. Ed, we took home, run down to the A&P and grab half a dozen bowls of beer and some canned salmon. Do you like canned salmon, Mr. Kirby?
Oh, please don't trouble, Mrs. Sycamore. I have a little indigestion anyway.
Oh, I'm so sorry. How about you, Mrs. Kirby? Do you like canned salmon?
Oh, I'm very fond of it.
You can have frankfurters if you'd rather.
Either one will do.
All right, let's make it. Frankfurters and some canned corn and, ooh, camel soup. Got that?
Okay.
And tell them to hurry. The A&P is just around the corner, and frankfurters don't get any time off.
How do you do?
Please forgive my appearance.
Why, yes, this is Mr. Sycamore's busiest career. Just before the 4th of July, he
Darling, I'm the most stolen person. I thought it was tonight.
Why, Tony, I am so sorry. I can't imagine why I wasn't. Have you all met each other?
Yes, indeed.
How do you do, Alice? How do you do, Mrs. Kirby? I'm sorry I'm not very presentable.
Darling, you look lovely.
Of course she does. Don't let this upset you, my dear. We won't just met each other another night soon.
But I was planning such a nice party tomorrow night.
Well, we'll come again tomorrow night.
There you are, Alice. Am I forgiven?
I guess so. It's just that we'd better see about getting you some dinner.
Oh, that's all then, Alice. That's what I intended to do.
But, Mother, what did you send out for? Because Mr. Kirby suffers from indigestion and he can only eat certain things.
All right, all right.
Of course it is, darling.
I asked him what he wanted.
Yes,
Now, it's not as serious as all that, just because I have a little indigestion.
Perhaps it's not indigestion at all, Mr. Kirby. Perhaps you have stomach urge.
Oh, don't be absurd, Mr. Pullenpop.
Don't listen to Goldberg. He is Russian. Russians are inclined to look at the dark side of things.
All right, I am a Russian, but a friend of mine, a Russian, died from stomach urge.
Really,
Please, Mr. Pullenpop. Mr. Kirby has indigestion, and that is all.
All right, let them wait.
Really, Mr. Kirby. You sit down.
thank you.
Wow.
So, business conditions. Are we well out of depression?
What? Yes, I think so. Of course, it depends.
But you believe that we're improving?
Broadly speaking, yes. As a matter of fact, industry is performing at 62% of full capacity. As again, 82% in 1929. Now, when the stock
Miss Wellington?
That blue ribbon is the high spot per year.
I want a ribbon at flower flower show, let's bring some onions. Remember, Alice?
That was a garden show, Essie.
Oh, yes. I think she'll be all right now. Has Donald come back yet?
No, he hasn't.
Oh, well, he'll be back any time and dinner won't take long. I'm afraid you must be starved.
Oh no, it's quite all right. What's this? I didn't know there were any little children in the house.
No. That is Mike.
I suppose every man has his hobby, or he just has some sort of model. No, I just play with it. I see.
Perhaps you'd be better off with a hobby more like that, Dad, instead of raising orchids.
Yes, I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, do tell us about your orchids, Mr. Kirby. You know, they take 6 years before they blossom, don't they? Think of that.
Some of them take longer than that. I've always been like 10 years for it.
Well, believe it or not, I was waiting for an orchid.
Yes. Of course, during that time, they was filed the most scrupulous care. I remember
Oh, here we are. Did you get everything, Donald?
Yes, ma'am. Only they didn't have any free burgers. So I got pickled pigs, please. Yes.
Oh, never mind, Donald. Mr. Kirby, please tell them all about your orchids. I know they'd love to hear it. And, excuse me.
So, raising orchids, that's an expensive hobby, isn't it?
Yes, it is. But I feel if a hobby gets one sufficient pleasure, it's never too expensive. You see, I need something to relieve the daily nerve strain. After a week of washing, I'd go crazy if I didn't have something like that. A lot of men I know have yachts just for that reason.
Well, why don't they give up Wall Street?
How's that?
I was joking.
I think it's necessary for everyone to have a hobby. Of course, more than even a hobby, but my great solace is spiritualism. Spiritualism? Now, Mrs. Kirby, everybody knows that's fake.
What do you mean, Mrs. Sycamore? Spiritualism is... Well, I would rather not discuss it, Mrs. Sycamore.
Now, Penny. You've got one or two hobbies of your own.
Yes, but not silly ones.
I believe it doesn't matter what the hobby is. The important thing is to have one. To be ideal, a hobby should improve the body as well as the mind. The Romans were great people. Why? What was their hobby? Wrestling. In wrestling, you have to think quick with the mind, not quick with the body.
Yes, but I'm afraid wrestling is not practical for women's wrestling. I would not make a very good show as a wrestler.
You could be a great wrestler. You're built for it. Look. Oh,
Where are my glasses?
Well, here they are, Mr. Kirby. Mr. Kirby, they're broken.
I am sorry, but when you wrestle again, you will of course not wear glasses.
I do not intend to wrestle again, Mr. Molotov.
Better sit down, Father.
Mr. Kolenkopf, how could you do such a thing? Why didn't anybody stop it?
I think, if you don't mind, perhaps we had better go.
Mother,
Oh, Mrs. Kirby, please. Please don't go. Mr. Kirby, please.
I am sorry if I did something wrong. I apologize.
I can't tell you how sorry I am. If I've been here...
It's all right. All right.
Of course it is. It's all right, Alice. We're not going.
Well, that was exciting for a moment, wasn't it?
So, you were talking about your orchids. Do you raise many different kinds?
I'm afraid I quite forgot about my orchid.
I'm awfully sorry, Mr. Kirby.
What did I do that was so terrible? I threw her on the floor. They didn't kill her.
Please, Mr. Kolenkopf.
I'm sure dinner won't be
have the last word again, please?
Must, Mr. Kirby.
I got it.
This is fun again, isn't it?
Grandpa. All right, the next word is honeymoon. Now, Betsy. I got it. All right, the last word is sex. Mother! Everybody got sex? All right. May I have your paper, Mr. Kirby?
So, what do we do now?
Oh, this is the best part. Now I read out your reactions.
I see, it's really quite an interesting game.
I knew you'd like it, Mr. Kirby. I'll read your paper first. Listen, everybody. This is Mr. Kirby. Oh, here it is. Potatoes, steak. See how big this is? Steak and potatoes?
I just happened to think of it.
That's very good, Mr. Kirby. Bathroom, toothpaste. Yes. Lust, unlawful. Yes, that's a good answer. Honeymoon, trip. Yes. And sex, male. Oh, yes, of course you are, Mr. Kirby. That's a very good statement, Mr. Kirby.
Thank you. One this game, though. It's sort of an experiment in psychology, isn't it?
Yes, it shows how your mind works. Now let's see how Mrs. Kirby's mind works. Listen, everybody, this is Mrs. Kirby. Potatoes, starch. I know just what you mean, Mrs. Kirby. Bathroom, Mr. Kirby.
What's that?
Bathroom, Mr. Kirby. Yep, that's you.
I don't quite follow that idea.
Oh, I don't know. I just thought of you in connection with it. After all, you are in there a good deal and bathing and shaving and, well, you do take a long time.
Indeed, I didn't realize how selfish all this is. So go on.
I think it's a very silly game and we ought to stop it. Yes.
No, go on.
Okay, where was that? Oh, yes. Last, human.
Human? Really, Miriam?
I just meant that lust is, after all, a human emotion.
I do not agree with you, Miriam. That is not a human emotion. It's a trait.
Very well, Anthony. I'm wrong. Really, it's the most pointless game. Suppose we play 20 questions. Yes.
No, I find this thing rather interesting. What was the next word?
Honeymoon.
Ah, yes. I almost missed sister's answer.
Honeymoon, dog.
What I meant, Anthony, was that hot springs is not very gay that season. All those old people sitting on the porch all afternoon and nothing to do at night.
That was not your reaction at the time, as I recall.
Father, this is only a game.
A very illuminating thing. We go on.
Oh, this one's all right, Mr. Kirby. Sex, Wall Street.
Wall Street? What do you mean by that, Miriam?
Oh, I don't know what I meant, Anthony. Nothing.
Well, you must have something for us to have to get down.
It was just the first thing that came into my head. That's all.
But what does that mean? Sex, Wall Street?
I don't know what it means. Well, you are always talking about Wall Street, even when... I don't know what I meant. Would you mind terribly, Alice, if we didn't stay to dinner? I'm afraid this game has given me a headache. I understand, Mrs. Kirby.
Yes, perhaps you better postpone the dinner.
Oh, but you're going to come again tomorrow night.
I'm afraid we have an engagement tomorrow night.
Perhaps you better postpone the whole affair. This hot weather is...
Father, I think we're being very ungracious. Of course, we'll stay to dinner. Tonight.
I have a very bad headache, Tony.
Come, Mister. Everyone understands.
Well, I don't. I think we have to stay.
No, Tony.
What?
We were fooled, Tony. And we're to think it would work. It won't. Mr. Kirby, I won't be in the office tomorrow. I won't be there at all anymore.
What are you talking about?
I'm very sorry, my dear. Very sorry. Are you ready, Miriam?
Yes, Anthony.
Darling, you mustn't mind this.
Oh, it's been nice to have met you all.
Yes. Lovely.
Are you ready, Tony?
No, Father, I'm not.
I see. Your mother and I will be waiting for you at home. Good night.
Good night. Stay wherever you are, everybody. Don't move.
Oh, goodness, what does this mean?
What is all this?
This is an outrage.
Keep your mouth shut, you. Which one is it? This is it.
Hey, what are you doing? Why, what do you mean?
What is it?
This is an outrage.
Shut up! What's your name?
Edward Carmichael, but I haven't done anything.
You haven't learned.
This seems rather outlandish. What's it all about?
Department of Justice. Oh my goodness, government agents! Hey, what have you done?
I haven't done anything. What's the boy done?
What's all that? That door leads to the cellar? Yes, it does. Yes. L. D. Yes. Take a look upstairs and see what you find. Okay.
I haven't done anything.
Come here, you. Ever seen these before?
They're my circulars.
And you print this stuff, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
And put them into boxes of chocolate and give them to people's houses? The love dreams.
But I didn't mean anything.
You didn't, huh? Dynamite the Capitol. Dynamite the White House. Dynamite the Supreme Court. God is the state is God.
But I didn't mean that. I just like to print. Don't like that.
The government has nothing to fear, Ben. He just likes to print. He prints anything.
He does, eh?
I have never heard such nonsense.
I refuse to stay here and listen to all
What
you.
are you going to Hey,
Shut up, you. We were right, Chief. They have enough gunpowder down there to blow up the entire city.
But we only use that.
Keep still! Everybody in this house is under arrest! Shut up, all of you!
Who is that?
That is my mother.
Line up! Line up, all of you!
After spending the night in jail, the defendant started cleaning up. Well, Robbie called Judge Callahan and gave a suspended sentence for the manufacture of flour without a permit.
Yeah, put me in the same cell as a student teacher from a burlesque show.
I was kept in the same cell with Mr. Kirby. My, was he mad?
Kirby and Stu teachers, they were fighting all night.
Oh, what about Mr. Kirby here? Anthony W. Kirby, head of Kirby and Company, 62 Wall Street, who was among those apprehended, declared he was in no way interested in the manufacture of flowers, but refused to state why he was on the premises at the time of the raid. Mr. Kirby is a member of the Union Club, the Rugby Club, the Harvard Club, and the National Geographic Society. It certainly is a joiner.
Oh, they're written in a note or something.
I suppose, after all this, Mr. Tony ain't ever gonna marry Miss Alice, huh?
No, sir. It's too bad, too. It was Alice sure loves someone.
Have y'all so rich people always get themselves into trouble?
I don't know what I'm gonna do with all that food on the kitchen. Ain't gonna be no party tonight, that's for sure.
Ain't we gonna eat it in the house?
Well, I'm cooking it, but I don't think anybody's gonna have an appetite.
Well, I'm hungry.
They ain't. They're all so broke up on this house.
What's she gonna go away for? Where's she going?
I
architect. I don't know, something Alice could have been proud of. I was thinking of that all last night while looking at Mr. Kirby.
But, Paul, we've been so happy.
But maybe that's not enough. Maybe we need something more. I don't know, I'm all mixed up now.
What time is she going?
The train leaves at 7:30.
Oh, if only she'd see Tony. I'm sure he could persuade her.
But she won't, Penny. We've been trying all day.
Where is he now?
Suppose walking around the block again. Anyhow, she won't talk to me.
Maybe he could catch her on the way out.
It won't help, Penny.
No, I don't suppose so. I feel so sorry for Tony, too. Well, Grandpa?
Now,
But Grandpa?
say she goes to that rock next. She'll be back home. You can take just so much of that rock next, and then you come back.
Oh, but it's also terrible, Grandpa.
Yes, but there is a bright side.
How do you mean?
Well, seeing Mr. Kirby being put into patrol out of school, and there's a question on his face. He had to take a bath. Oh, I'll never forget that. Rather than be a hunter. People, I intend to. I gotta think of this.
Oh, it was even worse with Mrs. Kirby. When the matron stripped her, there was this burlesque dancer there, and she was singing a strip song with Miss Kirby undressed.
I bet you are talking to some pretty awful things this summer. Can I help you with that, Alice?
No thanks, Grandpa. I'm just going to press me.
Alice, dear.
I'll bring the big bag down as soon as you're ready, Alice.
Thank you. Would you like to take along the tree now? No thanks, Tessie.
Really, Alice, you could be just as alone here as you could be in the mountains. You can stay right in your room all the time.
No, Mother. I want to be by myself, away from everybody. I love you all. You know that. But I just have to go away for a little while. I'll be all right. Father, did you found her path?
No, I didn't know you needed one.
Oh, I told Mr. Tennant to tell you, Paul. Didn't he tell you?
Oh, he told me, but I forgot.
Oh, I wish I lived in a family that didn't always forget everything. That behaved the way other people's families do. I am sick of cornflakes and donuts and, everything. Why can't we be like other people? Roast beef and 2 green vegetables and doilies on the table and a place you can bring your friends to without. I'll see what I can do.
Tony, talk to her. She's in the kitchen.
Thanks. Alice, what's this to me, please?
Tony is no use.
Alice, you're not being fair. Please let me talk to you.
Where'd they go?
Upstairs.
You walked right out and then they came in.
Now, olive oil right out of my hand. I'm going to spill paint in the machine.
How you doing, Mr. Tennant? Aunt still hurt you?
No, this other. Everything burns out, huh? Downstairs, everything. And my Roman costume, too.
I told you the bright side of everything, except for 35 years.
Say, what are you going to do about that, Grandpa?
Well, I have this idea, but it might not work. Take a look at it.
What is it?
Good evening, everybody.
Why, Mr. Kollenhoff?
Forgive me. The door was open.
No, just come right in.
You will excuse my coming today. I realize you are upset.
Oh, that's okay, Mr. Kollenhoff.
I don't think I can take a lesson in before class. I just don't feel up to it.
Well,
Oh, but do stay for dinner. We've got all that food and somebody's got to eat it.
I will be happy to, Madame Pico.
But
Thank you. Now I wonder if I know you well enough to ask you a great favor.
why, of course, Mr. Kollenhoff. What is it?
You have already talked about my friend, the Grand Duchess Olga Katrina.
Yes?
She is a great woman, the Grand Duchess. Her cousin was Tsar of Russia. And today she is a waitress in Chow's restaurant in Times Square.
Yes, I know. If there's anything at all we can do, Mr. Kollenhoff.
I tell you, the Grand Duchess did not have a good meal since before the revolution. Thursday, the day is also the anniversary of Peter the Great, a remarkable man.
Oh, if you mean to say, Mr. Hollenbach, you'd like the Grand Duchess to come to dinner? Why, we'd be honored!
In the name of the Grand Duchess, I thank you.
I can hardly wait to meet her. Where is she now?
She's outside the street waiting. I'll bring her in.
And great, hi, Essie, you're dressed. How do I look? All right?
You know, all of it to be 150. If I can have things like this keep going.
Grand Duchess, go back to China. Your Highness, permit me to present Madame Secobo, Madame Corman, Grandpa, Mr. Corman, Mr. Sycamore, and Mr. the Bill.
Will you be seated, Your Highness?
Thank you. You're most kind.
We are honored to receive you, Your Highness.
I am most happy to be here. How soon is dinner?
It will be quite soon. It'll be very soon, Your Highness.
I do not mean to be rude, but I must be back at the restaurant by 8 o'clock. I am substituting for another waitress.
I will make sure you are done, Your Highness.
Thank you for the call.
Highness, I think you waited at a child's once at 72nd Street place?
No, that was my sister.
The Grand Duchess Natasha.
I recognize her well.
Oh, a lot of your folks here, huh, Duchess?
Oh yes, many. My uncle, Grand Duke Sergei, he is elevator man at Macy's. Very nice. Then there is my cousin Prince Alex. He will not speak to the rest of us because he works at Happy Carnegie. He is in Lacey's underwear.
When he was selling hot dogs in Coney Island, he was willing to talk to you.
Our time is coming. My sister Natasha is studying to be manicurist. Uncle Sergei, they have promised to make floor walkers. And next month, I get transferred to 5th Avenue Tower. From there, it is only a simple shop. And then you, Mr. Alexei says,
I think you've got it.
you are telling me?
Your Highness, did you ever know his daughter? Personally, I mean.
Of course, he was my cousin. It was terrible what had happened, but perhaps it was for the best. Where did he find love now?
Problem. That is true.
And poor relations are poor relations. It is safe in every family. My cousin, Phoenix Winkle, was very nice to us for about 10 years. Every once in a while, he would send us money orders. But then he said, I just cannot go on. I'm not doing so well myself. I do not blame him.
Oh, of course not, Your Highness. Will you excuse me for a moment?
Grand Duchess, is it true what they say about Rasputin?
Everyone wants to know about Rasputin. And yes, my dear sir, it is true. And how?
You don't say.
Your Highness, we have to watch the time.
Yes, I must not be late. The manager does not like me. He is communist.
Oh, for a single moment, Your Highness. Essie, will you go to the kitchen and see if you can help Reba?
I will let you. I'm very good cook.
Oh, but Your Highness, not your day off.
I do not mind. There is your kitchen.
Right through here, but you're the guest of honor, Your Highness.
But I love to cook. Come, Polakov. If they have got sour cream and hot cheese, I will make you all some blitzes.
Ah, princess! Gargoyle, we showed you something.
The Grand Duchess is all right, isn't she? Hey, Duchess, can I help?
Gee, she's got a wonderful face for a mask, hasn't she?
Really, she's a very nice woman, you know, considering she's a Grand Duchess.
It's incredible what some people can go through and still come out positive.
Yeah, she kind of made me forget about everything for a minute.
Recall that cab, I suppose.
No, wait, Paul, here.
Ed, will you go up and bring my bag down?
Don't you do it, Ed.
Ed, please.
All right, Ed. Go ahead, bring it down. You know you've got the stubbornest daughter in all of 48 states.
That must be the cab.
If it is, that's amazing service.
Yes, he is. Come in, Mr. Kirby.
How do you do?
Ah, evening.
Good evening.
Forgive my intrusion. Tony, I want you to come home with me. Your mother is very upset.
Very well, Father. Goodbye, Alice.
Bye.
I need hardly say that this is painful to Mrs. Kirby and myself, as it is to you people, but I'm sure you understand.
Yes, but in a way, no. Now, Mr. Kirby, I'm not the kind of person that tries to run up in people's lives, but I think these two young people don't have as much sense as you and I do.
Grandpa, will you please not do this?
Now, Alice, dear, I'm just talking to him. A cat can stare at a king, can't he?
You want me to do that for you, dear?
No thanks, Mother.
The train doesn't leave for quite a while, Alice.
Will you send a cab to 761 Claremont right away, please? That's right. Thank you.
Alice!
Oh, Father.
Are you ready, Tony?
Now, Mr. Kirby, from last night, you probably think his family's kind of crazy.
No, I'm not saying that. Although, I'm not accustomed to going out to dinner and spending the night in jail.
Well, you have remembered that you came on the wrong night. Now, tonight, perchance, wouldn't be so crazy. Maybe.
Mr. Vanderhoff, it was not merely last night that I convinced Mrs. Kirby and myself that this engagement would be unwise.
Father, I can handle my own affairs. Alice, for the last time, will you marry me?
No, Tony. I know exactly what your father means, and he's right.
No, Alice, she's not.
Alice, you're not marrying this boy because we're the kind of people we are.
Grandpa.
I know. You think the two families wouldn't get along? Well, who's to say that they're right and we're wrong?
I didn't say that, Grandpa. I only feel
Well,
like...
how I feel. Tony is too nice of a boy to wake up 20 years from now with nothing in his life but stocks and bonds.
How's that?
Yes, mixed up and unhappy, the way you are.
I beg your pardon, Mr. Vanderhoff. I'm a very happy dad.
Are you?
Certainly I am.
I don't think so. Where do you think you get your indigestion from? Happiness? No, sir. It's from doing things you don't want to do.
I don't do anything I don't want to do.
Yes, you do. You even said last night, by the end of the week, Wall Street drives you near crazy. Why keep on doing it?
Why do I keep on? Well, that's my business. A man can give up his business.
Why not? You got all the money you need. You know, you can't take it with you.
That's a very easy thing for you to say, Mr. Vanderhoff. But I have spent my entire life working on my business.
And what's it got you? Same kind of mail in the morning, same kind of deals, same kind of meetings, same kind of dinners, and same indigestion. Now, Mr. Kirby, I know when you first started off, you wanted something more. You know, we don't have all the time in the world. Any of us.
What do you expect me to do? Live the way you do? Nothing?
I do a lot of things. I read, talk, visit the zoo now and then, practice my dogs, and I even notice when spring comes around. I don't do 6 hours of things that I don't want to do. Just have 1 hour of what I want to do. And I haven't taken enough my car in soda in 35 years. Now what's the matter with that?
The matter with it? Suppose we all did it. If I'm going to have everybody going to zoos? Don't be ridiculous, Mr. Vanderhoff. Who do the work?
There's always people that like to work. Inventions and then fly to sea. There's people that like to go to Wall Street because they enjoy it. But from what I've seen of you, you're not one of them. There's something missing.
I'm not aware of missing anything.
I wasn't either, until I quit. I used to lay awake at night, worried about if I was going to get the contract or not. Used to worry about the world too. If Cleveland or Blaine was going to be elected president. But who cares now? You know, you just gotta relax. See?
Yes, I do see. And it's a very dangerous philosophy. It's un-American, and that's what I'm opposed to. This marriage. I don't want Tony to come under its influence.
What's the matter with it, Father?
The matter with it? Why, it's downright communism.
You didn't always think so.
I most certainly did. What are you talking about?
I'll tell you what I'm talking about. You didn't didn't always think so. Because there was a time when you wanted to be a trapeze artist.
What? Tony, don't be an idiot.
Oh, yes, you did. I came across those letters you wrote to grandfather. Do you remember those?
No. How dare you read those letters? How dare you?
Mr. Kirby, did you ever wear tights?
Sir, I did not. This whole thing is absurd. I was 14 years old at the time.
Yes, but at 18, you wanted to be a saxophone player, didn't you?
Tony.
And at 21, you ran away from home because grandfather wanted you to go into the business. It's all down there in black and white. You didn't always think so.
Well, well, well.
Yes, I may have had city notions in my youth, but thank God my father knocked me out of it. And I went into the business and dropped all about it.
Not altogether, father. There's still a saxophone in the back of your clothes pocket.
There it is, huh?
That's enough. We'll discuss this later.
No, I want to talk about it now. Mr. Vanderhoff is right. Dead right. And I'm not going back to that office. I've always hated it, and I'm not going on with it. And I'll tell you something else. I didn't make a mistake last night. I knew it was the wrong night. I brought you here on purpose. Because I wanted to wake you up, to see a real family as they really were. One that loves and understands each other. You don't understand me. You've never had the time to. And I'm not going to make your mistake. I'm clearing out.
Clearing out? What do you mean?
I mean, I'm not going to be pushed into business because I'm your son. I'm getting out while there's still time.
But what are you going to do?
I don't know. Maybe I'll be a bricklayer. As long as it's something I want to do.
That must be the cab.
Dad, can you tell him to wait?
Grandpa!
Now, Mr. Kirby, I think if you listen hard enough, you can hear yourself saying the same thing to your father when you were his age. We all did it then. We were all right. How many of us would settle for what we have now from what we wanted when we were younger? Only a handful of us would say that we became close. Now, what I'm trying to say, before they clean out the closet, I would get in a few good hours on that saxophone.
I beg pardon, but before I make this, the tell me will there be the dinner.
Your Highness, I'm going to introduce you to Mr. Anthony Kirby and Mr. Kirby Jr., the Grand Duchess of Wolverhampton.
How's that?
How do you do? Before I make Vince's, how many will there be to dinner?
Well, I'll be quite a sack. You never know.
Good. The Tsar always said to me, Olga, do not be stingy with the Vinces.
Who did you say that was again?
Oh, just the Grand Duchess of Wolverhampton. Just good for dinner for us. You know, talking about dinner, why don't you tell me to say?
Oh, please do, Mr. Kirby. We bought all that stuff for one cup last night. Oh, I need to know.
Give us time to get acquainted.
How about it, father? Are we going to stay?
Well, if you care to, Tony, I'd like to.
Now, if Alice will send that cab away, Mr. Vanderhoff.
How about it, Alice? Why not stay? Seems like a pretty nice crowd.
I'm saying, Alice, the families ought to get to know each other.
Oh, Mr. Kirby. Oh, Tony.
Tony,
Oh, Grandpa. You are wonderful.
Tell me that for years.
Here's another for you, Grandpa. It was the Xbox.
how do you do?
When you step into the office, Miss Sigmore, I'd like to do a little dictating.
Well, I better tell the cow. Well, well, well.
What is it, Grandpa?
It's the United States government apologizing. Yes, I died 8 years ago.
Grandpa?
Remember the Democrat who was buried under my name?
Yes?
Well, I just said I'm Mark Vanderhoff. So there, very sorry, and I didn't get a refund for it.
Why, Grandpa, you are an old crook.
Sure.
Pardon, how did you say you speak with him?
Tonight, my friend, you are going to eat.
Hello there.
How do you do?
Fine, glad to see you.
What does happy?
Just relaxing. That's all.
Everything will be ready in minutes. You can all sit down.
Oh, come on, everybody.
right question to it, Mr. Kirby.